Shalom, shalom. Happy Sabbath. Let's do a quick mic check, volume check, mic check.
Testing. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
All right, we good. We good. All praises. All right, happy Sabbath, everybody.
Happy Sabbath.
All praise to the Most High. We made it to another one. And today is a beautiful Sabbath. Beautiful Sabbath out here in St. Louis. All praise to the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, the creator of heaven and earth, the creator of all things, the one who led the children of Israel out of Egypt with a mighty hand. All praises, man. We made it through this week. Got over this cold week out here. Interesting week. I guess in news, what we have in news? Trump is officially in office. What else happened? The fire still going on in California?
I believe they are.
The fire still going on? That's crazy.
I don't know. They might have died down.
I know as like last Wednesday or Tuesday they were still going on. I haven't heard anything.
You know, a lot of brothers and sisters was mad at Snoop Dogg.
For the performance. Snoop Dogg and Nelly.
He say he sold out.
Well, Snoop Dogg was a hypocrite though.
They've been big time.
Because he said he would never perform for Trump. And anybody who do is a sucker.
Well, see, he put in small writing unless the dollar sign was right.
Oh, for real? So the money must have been good. Yeah, they was mad at them, mad at Nelly, mad at Soulja Boy. Oh, what you mad at Soulja Boy for?
See, this is weird though. Why has Trump got these people performing at his inauguration?
He putting a Kamala.
Obama didn't even do that though. No, Obama had Beyonce, didn't he?
Yeah, he had Beyonce.
Yeah.
He had Beyonce. Yeah, our people mad, man. Our people are always mad. But guess what? Our people be mad, and then the next day it'll be a new TikTok sensation going, a new viral video. Our people don't be. It be what they call it's that fake mad.
Yeah, they not.
What's that fake mad?
They don't understand oppression.
That fake mad. But all praise, man. We made it to another Sabbath, man. It's just the news going around in America. And next week it'll be a whole nother viral thing going on. But let's open up with today's reading of the law. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 5. Deuteronomy chapter 5.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, starting at verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them and keep them and do them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us who are all of us here alive this day. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mount out of the midst of the fire, and stood between the Lord and you at that time, to show you the word of the Lord, for ye were afraid by reason of the fire, and went not up into the mount, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord, thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thy cattle, nor thy stranger that within thy gate, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out thence with a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore, the Lord thy God commands thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and thy mother, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, neither shalt thou commit adultery, neither shalt thou steal, neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor, neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife, neither shalt thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservant, or his maidservant, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is in thy neighbor. These words spake the Lord. These words the Lord spake unto all your assemblies in the mount out of the midst of the fire, of the cloud, and of the thick darkness, with a great voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me.
All right, so that's today's reading of the law, Deuteronomy chapter 5, 1 through 22. Let's get Revelations 12. Let's get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
That's the whole duty of man, is to fear God and keep his commandments, meaning that's God's will. Let's get Revelation 14 and verse 12.
Revelation 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Faith too. Commandments of God and the faith of Christ. All praise to the Most High. All right, let's jump right into it. Today's title, today is a commandment breakdown. This is a class that's part of the commandment breakdown series. It is titled, Wives, submit unto your husbands as unto the Lord. This is a commandment. This is a commandment. And we go break this commandment down for the commandment breakdown series. You know, we gonna start getting deep in these commandments, start breaking them down for real. So we're gonna talk about submission today. What is true submission? You know, what makes a wife? What makes a wife? And then what are the mind frames of our women today? So I kind of, sometimes when you talk about submission, you have to talk about leadership, but we go do these separate. So we know what the first thing that pop in our sister's mind when you say wives must submit. The first man that pop in our sister's mind is Junebug. How do you know that? Because they always saying, "But I can submit to the right man."
Emotional damage.
Or they put conditions on their submission. Why would a woman do that? Why would a woman put conditions on her submission? You know why? Because Junebug pop in their mind as soon as they hear the word submit. So today, we ain't talking about Junebug. We talking about the godly man. The man that's like Christ. So when you hear, so that's the first step to understanding submission is we're not talking about any man. We're not talking about Junebug, ladies. We're talking about the godly Israelite man. That's who should, when you hear the word submit, that's who should pop in your mind. a Christ-like brother, not Junebug. Because think about it, if a Christ-like brother is in these sisters' mind, why are they putting conditions on their submission? Why? It's because Junebug popped up. It's the brother that gave them trauma is popping into their mind, or past worldly relationships is jumping into their mind. So when that jump into their mind, then it's conditional submissions. When there's no such thing as conditional submissions. Because I always tell people, the only thing that's gonna really, really get, it's not, well, in America, it's not even our women no more. It's damn near every race almost that's got this independent woman spirit. But the only thing that's gonna knock that out of our sisters is a third world problems. Cause you know who don't got this problem? The Middle East.
Oh yeah, no. They wipe that not step out of line.
Yeah, they fix that up. What's that country that everybody go to? Dubai. Where the sister went over there and there was a sister from America. She went in Dubai with this loudmouth. They arrested her for yelling at a man.
Yep, I heard about that.
That's a law out there. You can't yell at men in Dubai.
I heard a sister say she went out there and she said she had to wear a dress.
They made her put on a dress?
She had to wear a dress.
Yeah, you got to dress a certain way.
Before she could go.
Exactly. Exactly. Them third world problems. You can't go out there with that.
I forgot who told me that, but that's crazy because it's crazy because she was willing to submit to it though. Like she ain't had no problem with it. She understood. You know what I'm saying? She ain't had no back talk about it.
Right. Because I think in some countries, women can't even drive. Can't even get a driver's license and stuff like that. So that's the third world problems. That's the only way women get in line is those third world problems. So that's, hey, you see what happened with Katrina. When Katrina hit, they had the Argo in that the dome, the football stadium. It was men raping women. It was men, wicked Negroes out there raping women in the well, we can't say rape, what they say, girls, raping women in the dome because it was anarchy. So all that I don't need a man stuff, all that went out the window. When chaos is going, yeah, you gonna need men.
What scripture that don't talk about when them times come, like you say, when chaos comes, it's gonna be multiple women with one man, just for that safety, for that cover.
Right, that Isaiah 4, yeah. So that's the only thing that's gonna knock our woman back in order. But let's break down submission. So let's start with, this is a subtitle, order. Make that the subtitle, order. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40.
So 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
So this is a commandment. Everything has to be done decently and in order. Means has to be ordered, has to be planned, has to be a certain way. We can't be hasty to do things. Go to Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 1.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly does she order all things.
So you see this say, wisdom order all things. So when you dealing with wisdom, the wisdom of the Most High, wisdom make you order all things. Is that it on there?
Yeah.
Go to 2 Esdras 14 and 13.
Second Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore, set thine house in order.
Say do what?
Set thine house in order.
So it says, set your house in order. Order goes with everything. Go ahead.
And reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
So it says, set your house in order. This is talking to everyone, men, women. We're supposed to be working to set our house in order. Order. Think about it. Think if you make a plan according to the will of God and how smooth it goes. When you plan, when you have everything in order, when you don't have stuff in order, it's chaos. Plans don't go smooth. It's hard to plan anything. It's hard to do anything when there's no order. But when you order things right, stuff goes smooth, man. It seems like it's minimum effort when you execute something right, because it's step one, step two, step three. Everything is ordered. Everything is planned. Go to Sirach, Sirach 26 and 16.
Book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 16. As the sun, when it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house.
You see that? It's like the beauty. It said that's beautiful when a good wife is ordering her house. Most times it's about order, men and women. Go to Sirach 10 and verse 1.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
You see that? It's like the government of a intelligent man is well ordered. Well ordered. Everything has to have ordination in it. Planning, strategic. It say the government of an intelligent man is well ordered. Now, this is the next subtopic. Let's look at the commandment. The commandment of wives submitting. The next subtopic. So we see that order is important. Everything you do, plan and structure it to have order to it, but according to the Most High. Order everything in your life according to the will of God. Now, the command. So let's start with a video. Let's start with a video. Put us on the side. You got to put us on the screen for the fair use thing. Yeah. Go to when does a woman submit?
Now, when does submission happen? Now, when does submission happens when a woman feels like she can trust you? Submission doesn't happen because you're a man with a penis and a nutsack and you show up. Submission.
Y'all hear that? Heard it. They good. All right.
Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically safe with you. Yeah. When she feels those things, she won't submit is not a woman's.
Because the man has not created the environment for her to feel comfortable to.
Now, when does submission happen? Submission happens when a woman feels like she can trust you. Submission doesn't happen because you're a man with a penis and a nutsack and you show up. Submission happens when a woman feels like spiritually, mentally, physically safe with you. Yeah. When she feels those things, she is willing to let you lead. A woman who won't submit is not a woman's fault.
It's because the man has not created the environment for her to feel comfortable to submit.
Yes. And there's an unqualified leader. Every woman wants to submit.
Yeah,
Trust
it's in our
me.
nature.
It's in our nature, literally in our DNA, to be caregivers, to be those emotional nurturers. Right.
Yeah.
All right, pause. It said, so that's called conditional submission. There's no such thing as conditional submission. If a woman has to have a condition to submit, she's not going to submit. The woman who's just explaining that, she's never going to submit to anybody. I'm telling you that flat out. There's no such thing as conditional submission. There's no such thing. That's like telling the Most High, I'll keep the commandments if you give me $1 million. You gotta provide for me. That's not submission. You can't, anything that you do that's biblical, it's not based on what somebody else do. I'm gonna say that again. Anything you do is never based on what somebody else do. Submission is ordained. Submission for women, submission for all of us, is ordained by God. But you can't tell God, well, I do it if this man XYZ. No. That's like a man said, well, I'll lead you if you will submit. Now y'all two people going in circles. What if a man put a condition on his leadership? I can lead you, but you got to submit. And she said, well, you got to give me something to submit to. Now there's two people going in circles. You got to be a man no matter what. And ladies, y'all have to be women and wives no matter what. You're supposed to be a wife before you get married. You're supposed to already know how to submit. You're supposed to be submitting to a congregation. That's why congregations are important. There is no light switch where you can, hit the light switch and you turn your submission on. That's like a man, I'm ready to lead. Now he's a leader. There's no magic switch. You know how, we gonna get into it. Go to the next video. Our ladies have to stop saying that. And you know why they said that? Because Junebug popped in their head. Go to why black men want their woman to submit.
A lot of these
now just looking at her, you can tell this gonna go bad.
A lot of these men that require that women submit to them, I think they should dig a little deeper, seek therapy, that's important, but also understand where is that coming from and why is there a need for that to happen. Psychologically, you need to really sit with a therapist and really understand. A lot of these men that require that women submit to them, I think they should dig a little deeper, seek therapy, that's important, but also understand where is that coming from and why is there a need for that to happen. Psychologically, you need to really sit with a therapist and really understand yourself and understand where is that coming from. This desperation, this need for a Black woman to submit to you or for a woman to submit to you, where is it coming from? And you'll find a lot of it comes from unhealed trauma, comes from fear, and comes from systematic oppression, especially amongst Black men, comes from systematic oppression, white supremacy, and all of that. So this is a very interesting, thank you CNN for this. This is great perspective to hear. And I really hope that some of these Black men, I hope you guys are watching this. I hope that you guys will take this and go.
I'm an aggressive, dominant female.
Well, damn, she started off on some bull. All right, so she said one of the questions that I noticed in what she said was, she said, where is that coming from? She said this need for women to submit, where is that coming from? Let's see where. Give 1 Corinthians 11:3. See, that was a good question. She said, where is it coming from?
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So that's the order. Remember, it's that order all things, let everything be done decently and in order. I'm trying to write that. Say, let everything be done decently and in order. This is the order. Now go to Ephesians 5:22.
Ephesians 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband.
She said, where is that coming from? This is where it's coming from. The Bible. It's the Bible. That's easy. The Most High. She said, where is that coming from? It's coming from the Most High.
You know what? It looked like, could she has a masculine spirit,
right? But
it looked like she was under that Willie Lynch syndrome.
Yeah,
she's been conditioned to believe that she's exactly what they were trying to create.
Yeah, the independent. Yeah. The mother raised the boy to be dependent, the woman to be yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, that's how you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because she had no. She's like, she said it's trauma. You need healing for a woman to submit. And then you know who she pointed out? Black man.
Oh yeah. She did.
Black man. She didn't say nothing about the white man, the Chinese man, because they do the same thing. All men want their woman to submit. All races of men want their woman to submit. But she pointed out Black men, and then said it's healing and trauma. And she was masculine as hell. It's crazy how our women can just say anything about us. And she don't know men. She should know at least that's our men. That's our men. Read that again, verse 22.
Ephesians 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord.
It say, as unto the Lord. That's big right there. Verse 23.
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
So now we gotta think about it, because think about who popped in her head when she was talking. Junebug. But remember, when we talking about submission, you gotta have Christ-like men that pop in your head. You gotta have Christ-like men. Read that again, verse 23.
Ephesians 5 and 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church.
It just compared the relationship of marriage, the man and the woman, to Christ and the church. So the men that it's talking about is Christ-like men. So who has the trauma? If you got Junebug popping all the time, nug in your head popping up every time. Verse 24.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In some things.
In everything.
In everything. This is not negotiable. This is not negotiable. This is the commandment right here. She asked the question, where is it coming from? Let's go to open up Blue Letter Bible. Let's look at that word submit.
And even the sister in the last video, she said it's natural for a woman to want to submit. It's just in them, which is true. It's supposed to be natural because that's how our women were. But also, like you read in the scripture here for the man, yes, it's natural for the man to lead. It's in us. That's what the scripture says.
Exactly. It's natural, but what's stopping you? Think about it. If it's natural, what is making you go against nature? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if she literally said it's natural for us to submit, then what is making you go against nature?
I know you got a better answer for this. I'm just gonna say the doctrine of devils.
The doctrine of devils. That you're right. America. Go to Ephesians 5. I don't think our women can get past their own experiences. We got to think life is bigger than us. All we are, before we come into the truth, are the sum of our own experience. Life is bigger than yourself. And if you keep having that perspective of life based on your own experiences, you just go always be in your own way. Go always be in your own way. For real. Life is bigger than the messed up choices we made in our youth. You sharing out? All right, go to verse 22. Hit what that say? G by yourselves. What that say? Zoom in. That's little as hell. All right, click that G5293. Just stop and refresh on that. Go back and share out. Hit back on that. Go to tools. Go to the scripture, Ephesians 5:22, and on the left hit tools. Scroll down. Click the number next to it. And I agree with that.
Strong's G 5293. Hupatasso.
Go to read the words in the following manner.
Following manner.
Yeah.
Put under. Be subject unto. Be subject to. Submit oneself unto. Submit oneself unto. To. Be in subject unto. Put in subjection under.
Scroll down. Yeah, go to outline of biblical usage.
to arrange under, to subordinate, to subject, put in subjection, to subject oneself, obey.
It say to subject yourself. That means we don't make you submit. You make yourself submit, ladies. And it say, hey, go ahead.
To submit to one's control.
Go ahead.
To yield to one's admonition
So,
or advice.
Another word for submit is subject, obey, yield. These are the words for submit. All right. Now go back to Ephesians. You can stop sharing that. Go back to Ephesians 5:22.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. Go to Psalms 45. As unto the Lord. Psalms 45, verse 10.
Psalms 45 and verse 10. Hearken, O daughter, and consider, and incline thine ear. Forget also thine own people.
It say, forget your own people. So women, when you are married to a husband, that means you're subject unto that man. You yield to his authority. It say, forget your own people. What do that mean? Go ahead.
And thy father's house.
Forget your own people means forget about your father's house, your mother, your father, your brother, your sisters. Because women's supposed to go from their father's house to their husband's house. So he said, when you get married, you're supposed to forget your own people. Forget the people in your father's house. Verse 11.
So shall the king greatly desire thy beauty.
He said the king, your husband, is going to desire thy beauty. Go ahead.
For he is thy Lord.
He is what?
For he is thy Lord.
Because he's your Lord. Go ahead.
And worship thou him.
And worship him.
That's the part that make them mad right there. Especially when they first start out.
Yeah. That worship. That is submission. He say, forget your own people. Forget your father's house, your mother's house, your brothers, your sisters. He is your Lord now. That's why I say, wives, submit unto your own husband as unto the Lord. He's your Lord now. Go to 2 Chronicles 30. It's the same thing that we're supposed to do with the Most High. The exact same thing. It say, is God is the head of Christ, Christ is the head of man, man is the head of women. 2 Chronicles 30 and verse 8.
2 Chronicles chapter 30 and verse 8. Now be ye not stiff-necked, as your fathers were, but yield yourselves.
You remember that word yield? Yield was part of the one of the definitions, to yield to one's admonition or advice. It say, yield yourselves, go ahead.
Unto the Lord.
Unto the Lord. So this is the same thing we supposed to do. We supposed to submit to Christ. And y'all supposed to submit to us, to the man, your husband. Go ahead.
And enter into his sanctuary, which he hath sanctified forever, and serve the Lord your God, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. For if ye turn again unto the Lord, your brethren and your children shall find compassion before them that lead them captive, so that they shall come again into this land. For the Lord your God is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you, if you return unto him.
Go to Genesis chapter 3. So this is the commandment. Give yourself unto your husband as unto the Lord. As unto the Lord. Genesis 3 and 16.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Desires to your husband, go ahead.
And he shall rule over thee.
And he shall rule over you. He shall rule over you. This is what we're doing now is establishing the commandment, precept upon precept. Started in Genesis. And it goes to the New Testament. Go to 1 Corinthians 11. Verse 8.
1 Corinthians 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman.
So the man wasn't created for the women. All the jealousy and women acting like they possess they man. I was watching down that old movie Obsessed the other day. And with it ain't Tyler, it's Beyonce. That's my Tyler Perry? Could be. With Idris Elba and Beyonce. And I just watched it. It was like 2010 movie. I'm like, let me watch this movie. It was supposed to be, I remember it was supposed to be good. And I'm watching it, and Beyonce character, she was so jealous, dog. Like she's like, what's our rule? No female secretaries. Like this, she made this man have a rule that he can only have male secretaries. Jealous as hell. Like it was when you like go back and watch these older movies, it's like they do movies like that too, but
you pick up on things you didn't pick up on before.
Exactly. Like what the hell? This man is working hard. Matter of fact, she was his old secretary. So that's trauma there. But she acting like the man was created for her. When it's the other way around, you're created for us. The women is created for man. Read that again, verse 9.
1 Corinthians 11 and verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
But the woman was created for the man. Our sisters be having it backwards. They be having it backwards. It's weird, man. All that jealousy and all that don't look right on our sisters. Go to Genesis 2 and 18. Well, why was the woman created for man? Why was the woman created? 2 and 18.
Genesis 2 and 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him.
So she was created for the man to be a helper, to be a helpmeet, and also to be fruitful and multiply, of course. So she's a helpmeet. Y'all are an extension of your husband. You're an extension of your husband. That's why the real. That's what our people call their wives in Israel. Not real, because she's supposed to be an extension of that man, a portion of that man. Go to 1 Corinthians 11. It said it's not good for men to be alone. Not good for women to be alone. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 11.
1 Corinthians 11 and verse 11. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman.
When it say neither is the man without the woman, say that neither is the man supposed to be without or independent of the women. Go ahead.
Neither the woman without the man.
And the women are not independent of the man. Go ahead.
In the Lord.
In the Lord. Go ahead.
For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. For all things of God.
So God meant for men and women to be one. Remember, we said when y'all come together, y'all are one flesh. So all this, I don't need a man, and men don't need women, all this stuff. We are supposed to be together. We are supposed to be together. It ain't no, we don't need each other. I just think about what's going on in the black community. There's so many people getting rich with these podcasts and all this stuff because the black men and the black women are fighting each other constantly. It's a damn fight. Constantly. And it's the point of the finger. Who's to blame? You're to blame. The woman's to blame. And all this stuff. Y'all not good leaders. Y'all don't submit. If everybody just worry about themselves, the problem will be fixed. If everyone will get themselves together instead of pointing of the finger, the problem will be fixed. And these podcast people, I'm getting tired of these damn people. These people, they be giving advice. They don't even live their own advice. They show called, you familiar with that? What's that? The Tonight Conversation? That podcast? It's a podcast called Tonight Conversation. That was the big thing this past week. They been exposed. They getting fired and all this stuff. But we gonna play a clip for them. Matter of fact, let's go on and play that clip from that podcast. It's that third one. What was that message? That's good. It's yeah, right there. Internet acting crazy.
I guess note what this be sound.
I'm an aggressive, dominant female, right? So how do I get a guy to break those walls down?
Put the shoe on the other foot real quick. I just want to, I guess, note what this be sounding like to me. I can't wait for a woman to come along and bring me into my masculine era. Really motivate and provide for her.
That's me. All right, go ahead. I'm bad.
Being a man is contingent on you being the woman that you're supposed to be. Like, be realistic. You feel me? And again, this not my beloved. I don't know her, and I don't know contextually what she means by having walls up. You feel me? And that's why I said I'm trying to be gracious. But I find too often, especially because it's popular rhetoric, that a lot of women would rather choose to play healing, to place they progress on the backs of a doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like ladies, bro. Because again, I find it more with women. Take men out of the center of your life and see what that do for you.
All right, so basically what he was saying was nothing we do is contingent on somebody else. That's what we have to understand. Nothing what we do is contingent, especially when it comes to serving the Most High. Nothing we do is contingent on what somebody else is doing. You either learn submission, learn leadership, and do it. It's not contingent on what somebody else is doing. That's what we got to understand. Now, go back to the video. Let's look at what is now. Put this subtopic first. Put this subtopic. What is true submission? What is true submission and fake submission exposed? What is true submission and fake submission exposed? So we're gonna look at what we're doing now is how can you tell if a woman is faking submission? That's what we're gonna look at. How can you tell if a woman is faking submission? And another thing, what is true submission? If you know what true submission is, you can tell when someone is faking submission. So let's go to the video. Let's go to the video. All right. Select the fourth one. Hey, this shout out to
if you're thinking of going back.
Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Hit skip.
Look bad. Michelle Obama is making her husband.
Hey guys, did you know some drivers?
YouTube is starting to have too many damn commercials, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 42nd President of the United States, the Honorable William J. Clinton, accompanied by the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, the 43rd President of the United States, the Honorable George W. Bush, accompanied by Mrs. Laura Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, the 44th President of the United States, the Honorable Barack H. Obama.
Thank you. Where's White there? Boy, thank you out there. What minute back here? 1:30.
So you know Trump is sworn
out there. So did y'all know where all the other presidents had their white? Where Michelle at? Where Michelle at? Now is rumors out here that she didn't want to support Trump. So she like, look, I ain't going. But you part of ain't you part of the government? You're a former first lady. That means you are in agreement with democracy, with what the government do. It's a tradition that all the living presidents is supposed to come and support the incoming president.
That's a bad look.
That's a bad look. Hillary Clinton, this boy
cheated on
Clinton was getting topped off in the White House. His wife there.
On his arm and everything.
With a smile.
Big smile.
Obama ain't did nothing to Michelle. She like, I ain't going.
You know what's crazy? I was expecting him to walk out with her, man.
Yeah, you was expecting to see. Hey, she like, Now it's a rumor. It had nothing been confirmed. Who knows? She could be sick. Maybe she's sick. I don't know. But that's a bad look. Go to 2 minutes and 20 seconds and play it from there.
Every living president showed up. Their wives came along. Every last one. Where was Hillary Clinton? There with her husband. Where was Laura Bush? There with her husband. Jill Biden can't stand none of these people right now on either side. But where was she? With her husband. The only president that showed up alone was the so-called black one. The black love couple wasn't represented at all.
Damn.
Instead of being there in solidarity with her husband, Michelle Obama wasn't there. Look at him. Barack Obama walked out there alone, looking crazy. He was looking like a single man when every other man had his wife with him. He was alone. It's absolutely crazy. All the other presidents had their wives. Bill Clinton, George Bush, Joe Biden. All of them, except for Barack Obama. And it wasn't just at this event. The whole weekend, he was spotted out on the town alone. Obama went to one DC restaurant, slid through the side door. When he got in there, everyone at the restaurant showed him respect. They clapped for him, but his wife wasn't there. All of this helping to supercharge rumors that he and his wife, Michelle Obama, may be heading towards divorce. Which is crazy, because if that were to happen, Michelle Obama will be the first lady to be divorced from the president. It's never happened before in U.S. history. Once you're the first lady, you're always the first lady. You're always in that club. You never leave your husband the president.
Damn. That man, I hope that don't happen. The first ever first lady to divorce her husband in history would be the black damn woman. Come on, man. If Obama can't keep his game, we gotta
Right.
If Obama can't keep his wife, a regular nigga in America, what we gonna do? That's why you gotta come back to God. It's no option.
Crazy.
You gotta come back to God. It's oh man, you ain't sharing it out. Just think how bad that is. So now what is true submission? He can't even get his wife to. That's why I'm hoping she was sick. Because what other reason would she not be there? They were saying there's a rumor that she was mad. She was trying not to support Trump. But that's the tradition. You cannot show up? If that was the case, Obama don't like Trump. But he showed up. Because you believe in government. That's what happened when you believe in government. You can't just not do the stuff you don't want to do. So what is true submission? Let's get to Rock 25. So Rock 25 and verse 1.
Rock chapter 25 and verse 1. In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbor, a man and a wife that agree together.
He said that's beautiful when a man and a wife agree together. So now I want to ask yourself, what happens when a woman disagrees with? That's when you show true submission. Submission is not when you agree. If you agree with everything that your husband say, that's not submission. Submission is when you can do what your husband say when you don't agree. That shows true submission. How do you act when you don't agree with your husband? Michelle didn't agree. That boy was out there looking like a bachelor. out there looking like a. They said, what she say? Out there looking crazy as hell. All the other wives showed up. No matter what they've been through. That boy, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Lying like a mother. His wife showed up.
Even with that divorce statement she made, like, she didn't divorce him.
Right.
But yeah, if the rumors are true, if she do divorce this man, we wouldn't even know why, because there's no scandal.
Right. Like nothing came out. It's ladies, your submission shows when you don't agree. That's submission. If you agree with everything somebody say, that's not submission. That's benefit. That benefits you. If you got a job, a boss, and you agree with everything that your boss say, that's gonna benefit you. But what about when your boss tell you to do something you don't agree with? Are you gonna quit? It's when you don't agree is what shows if a woman is submissive. Because you know what's going on in America today. As soon as they don't agree, divorce. This woman is not submissive. It's not when a woman agrees. That do not show that she's a submissive woman. So what happens when she disagrees? Go to Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13 and verse 17.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
What did it say?
Obey them that have the rule over you.
It's a commandment. Obey them that have a rule over you. Think about how many congregations a person will be in if they leave the congregation every time they disagree. Every time they disagree with the congregation, they go to another. That's not submitting. That's not submission at all. You feel like I know better. I'm going off my own will. That's a self-willed person. That goes against the scripture. Read that again, verse 17.
Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves.
And submit yourselves. Obey them that have rule over you. What did we read about the husband? The husband rules over the wife. Just like the elders of a congregation. That's when people expose themselves. When they disagree with somebody. What do they do? Go ahead.
Well, they watch for your soul.
Because they watch for your soul. Go ahead.
As they must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief. So that is unprofitable for you.
So that's unprofitable for you. That's why people who have the rules, you may not understand some of the rules that a congregation have. I remember I first came into the truth. It was this congregation, this girl told me, hey, the women can't even study together no more. And I was thinking to myself, that's crazy as hell. Y'all can't study together? Damn, that's crazy as hell. But later, after I had some experience, I realized, oh, something happened. They just didn't make that rule out the blue. Something happened when women got together and studied. It was foolishness going on. So the elders decided to make that a rule because they are watching over God's souls. But on the surface level, you would just think, man, that's crazy as hell. I can't study together. I just can study by yourself and with your husband. They had to make that a rule because stuff was happening within their congregation. So they created an ordinance. And when you gain experience, that's when you start to realize the rules we have is to eliminate certain things that goes on. But somebody rebellious who disagree, oh nah, we can't study together. I'm out of here. That shows that when you disagree, your submission goes out the window. Mean chapter 1. This is what happened. So when people get exposed, what's the first thing they do? Jude chapter 1, verse 16.
Jude chapter 1 and verse 16. These are murmurers.
They start murmuring. And what else?
Complainers.
They start complaining. This is the first thing that goes on. They start murmuring and complaining. Go ahead.
Walking after their own lust.
Now they're going after their own will. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna just do what I want to do. That's when people get exposed, is when they disagree. Go ahead.
And their mouth speaking great swelling words, having men's persons in admiration because of advantage.
So now they first thing they do is when they disagree, they start complaining. They start murmuring. What else? Go to Sirach 25 and verse 20.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
That's that complaining. That's that murmuring. Now the wife is full of words in the ear. Well, why we gotta do it? Why are you doing it? Now that's when that complaining comes. Because what? They disagree. It's easy to submit when you agree to everything. That's not submission. You agree to everything. Submission is learning how to follow somebody even when you disagree. That's submission. Go to Proverbs 21 and verse 9.
Proverbs 21 and verse 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman.
A brawling woman. Now she's complaining. Now she's want to fight. Go ahead. Was that it?
In a wide house.
Jump to 19.
Verse 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman.
It's better to dwell in the wilderness with the contentious and angry women. This is what happens when that fake submission get exposed.
You know what? Also, we just read in that Sirach 25, that next scripture was talking about don't stumble at the beauty of a woman. A warning, brother. That just because a woman is pretty, don't let that be the thing that make her your wife.
Let me read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Still got it. This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure.
See, because what the Most High, what it's telling you is, she may be, if you read the scripture above it, if she don't know how to submit, if she an angry woman, now you stuck with her. Because, like you said, read that. Read 20 up.
Verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
Now consider that second verse and this one. As the climbing up is to a woman of old age, so is a wicked woman, meaning terrible, stressful, you ain't getting nowhere. There you go. You ain't gonna get nowhere with her. You ain't gonna get nowhere with her. They ain't gonna get nowhere with her because you allow her beauty to get you. Now you stuck with this woman that you can't make progress with because she's just too in her own way. That's the most. That's why we tell people keep these commandments. You say the law done away with. The law is here for your help.
Right.
It helps you avoid the wicked woman, this foolish woman. It helps you look at a woman with your spiritual eyes and say, yeah, she pretty, but what's she like up here? What's going on up here? You know what I'm saying?
All praise. Right. You avoid a lot of problems. Go to Sirach 22. And we go hit verse 4. 22, verse 4.
Sirach 22 and verse 4. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness.
So that's her father's heaviness. Damn, verse 5.
She that is bold dishonors both her father and her husband.
It's a bold woman dishonoreth her father and her husband. A bold woman. Go ahead.
But they both shall despise her.
It said, but the father and the husband gonna despise her. A bold woman. Now, what is a bold woman is the question. What is a bold woman? Go to Sirach 8 and verse 15. Let's see what is a bold woman. Or somebody, a bold person, period. Yeah.
Book of Sirach, chapter 8 and verse 15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow.
So now it's talking about a bold person. Say, don't travel with a bold person. Go ahead.
Lest he become grievous.
And do what?
For he will do according to his own will.
That's what a bold person does. A bold person do what they want to do. That's why I said a woman that is bold, she dishonors her father and her husband because she do her own will. When she disagree. When she disagree, she go forget what she talking about. I don't agree with that. She go do what she want to do. It said that a woman like that dishonoreth her husband. Dishonoreth her father. Because we're not supposed to be doing what we want to do. That's not submission. That's not submission. Read that one more time.
Sirach 8 and 15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee. For he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly.
You shall perish with him. Do that bold person folly. So if a woman, if she doing her own will, she your wife, she won't listen to you. What Moses say do? What Moses say do? Put her away. Luckily, Christ did it, because it'd be a lot of divorces going on.
Right,
because before Christ put that straight, it was, hey.
She don't listen. She ain't listening to me.
Hey, she bold, man. She gotta go. You ain't gotta go home. You gotta get the hell up out of here. That was happening. Watch, get Sirach 25 and verse 26.
Sirach 25 and verse 26. If she go not as thou wouldest have her.
It said if she don't go how you want her to go, if she ain't doing what you telling her to do, go ahead.
Cut her off from thy flesh.
Cut her off from your flesh, go ahead.
And give her a bill of divorce.
And give her a bill of divorce.
Let her go.
Let her go. That's the rebel. She don't submit.
Pull her out, man.
That's stressful. Imagine. Let's imagine. Put it in your child. Your child won't do nothing you say. How stressful is that? Your child won't do nothing you say. So imagine your wife, that's an adult, won't do nothing you say. Adult. Man. But let's get Matthew 19. Let's come all the way around with it. Let's get that square away. Man, you can't do that to your woman no more. So let's clear that up. Matthew 19 and 3.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
You see that? So they asked Christ that. Can a man put his wife away for everything, for anything? Come to verse 7.
Verse 7. They say unto him, Why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away?
So he said, if we can't do that, because Christ was like, nah, you can't do that. So he said, well, why Moses allowed us to do it? Let's see what he say. Go ahead.
He said unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your hearts, suffered you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so.
It said, because there's no patience. Yeah, that's the hardness of your heart to just divorce your wife the first time, second time she go off. That's no patience. The Most High don't like divorce. Go ahead.
Matthew 19 and 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication.
So you can only divorce your wife for fornication. Go ahead.
And shall marry another, commit adultery. And whoso married her, which is put away, doth commit adultery.
So Moses ended that. He ended that. So now, this is the next one. Next subtopic. True submission wins over the husband. This is what sisters, this is what y'all got to understand. True submission will win your husband over. True submission wins over the husband. Y'all got the power. True submission, you're going to win that husband over. Even if, and what I'm saying that is when you disagree. There's going to be times when y'all disagree. But remember what Sirach 25 and 1 said. It's good when a man and wife agree together. Meaning, even when that wife disagree, you can still follow him. You can still say, oh, baby, I don't see it yet. I don't see what you mean if we do this, but I trust you. I have faith in you. I'm going to follow you. That's how you win your husband over. That's what true submission is. True submission is that. How much, think about how much that will go with a man when he know you trust him, when he know you have faith in what he's trying to do, when you believe in his vision, when you believe in what he's trying to do. Even when you disagree. I'm sure that men and women have conversations all the time where they disagree. But that righteous woman say, you know what? I'm with you. No matter what. I don't see it yet, baby. But no matter what, I'm with you. I'm behind you. So let's do it. That's big. That's how women win. You win over your husband with true submission. Because if it don't work out if the man make a decision and it don't work out, what he gonna do? He'll be, damn, I should have listened to you, baby. He gonna start listening to you more. But you can't just, if you disagree, you can't be ready to just I'm doing this. You can do that. I'm doing, now y'all separate. That's not submission. You gonna lose that husband. That marriage is gonna be doomed. So let's read this. Go to Sirach 26 and verse 14.
Book of Sirach, chapter 26, and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. Go ahead.
And there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
He said there is nothing worth more than a woman with a mind that's well instructed. Go to Proverbs 8. 33. This is the counsel of the Most High. Proverbs 8 and 33.
Proverbs chapter 8, verse 32. Hear instruction, be wise.
It says do what?
Hear instruction and be wise.
Say hear instruction. To the people that's under somebody. Hear instruction and be wise. Go ahead.
And refuse it not.
Don't refuse the instructions that you get from the people that's above you. Don't refuse it. That's it. Now go to Proverbs 13 and verse 18.
Proverbs 13 and verse 18. Poverty and shame will be to him who refuses instruction.
You see that? It says poverty and shame will be to him or her that refuses instruction. When a rebellious woman won't submit, that's a shame. Husband just go look at you like, you're ashamed. I'm ashamed to be with you. I'm ashamed to have with you. That goes with anybody that refuses instruction. Go ahead.
Poverty and shame shall be to him who refuses instruction. And he that regard reproof shall be honored.
Shall be honored. Now it's going into he that listens to instruction. He and she that listens to instruction, that's who's gonna get that honor. Let's look at that more. Go to Ecclesiastes 8. Ecclesiastes 8, we're gonna hit verse 2.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 2. I counsel thee to keep king's command.
So this is the counsel. He said this is what the counsel of the Most High is telling us. Keep the king's commandments. Read that again.
I counsel thee to keep the king's command.
Go ahead.
And that in regard of the oath of God.
Go ahead.
Do not hasten to go out of his sight.
Don't be hasty to leave when you disagree. He said, I counsel thee to keep the king's commandments. Listen to the people that have authority over you. And don't be hasty when you disagree to go out of his sight. Go ahead.
Stand not in an evil thing, for he doeth whatsoever pleaseth him.
He said, do whatever please the king. Do whatever please your husband. Why? Go to chapter 10 and verse 4.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 4. The spirit of the ruler rise up against you.
So the spirit of the ruler rise up against you. Go ahead.
Leave not thy place.
Don't leave your place. Stay there. Go ahead.
For yielding.
What is yielding? Yielding is submit. Yielding is submit. It say for yielding do what?
Pacify great offenses.
Pacify great offenses. Yielding brings you back into good graces. Submission brings you back into good graces with your husband. Yielding brings us back into good graces with God, with Christ. So it says yielding pacifies great offenses. You might have been rebellious at first, but you know what's going to get it right? Submission. That's what's going to make up for it. True submission. Go to Proverbs 25 and verse 15. Because you might disagree. You might disagree. But you gotta bear that. You gotta have patience. Proverbs 25 and 15.
Proverbs 25 and verse 15. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded.
You see that? It's like by long forbearing is a prince persuaded. Meaning you might disagree, but stick it out. Go ahead.
And a soft tongue breaketh the bone.
And a soft tongue breaketh the bone. All that loud mouth arguing, debating, stubbornness, you turn your house down. But submission always works. A woman that know I submit, damn near get anything she wants from her husband. Now, why can't our wives submit? What is it? I'll put this in that subtopic. Pride and doubt prevent submission. That's what it is. All these sisters we was looking at, all that stuff, if Michelle Obama didn't show up because she disagreed with her husband, that's hella pride. That's hella pride. As a matter of fact, y'all separate. Y'all separate. Yeah, go back there, Ma. So, it's pride and doubt prevent submission. That's what it is for our sisters. It's pride and doubt. Our sisters are full of pride, and they have no faith in their husband. They doubt their husband's ability. They doubt their husband's intelligence. So pride and doubt is what prevents submission. Let's get that. Sirach 26 and 26.
Sirach 26, verse 26. A woman that honored her husband will be judged wise of all. But she that dishonored him in her pride should be counted ungodly of all.
You see that? It say a woman dishonored her husband in her pride. She dishonors her husband in her pride. Remember, how do a woman dishonor her husband? It said by being bold. The woman that is bold dishonors her father and her husband. Why? Because she do her own will. If people do their own will, that's pride. Go to Proverbs 13 and 10.
Proverbs 13 and verse 10. Only by pride comes contention.
Say, only by pride comes contention. That's only. Let's say only. That's the key word in that scripture. It say only. Only by pride comes contention. Read it again.
Only by pride comes contention, but with the well advised is wisdom.
It say with the well advised is wisdom. With the well advised. That's where that wisdom comes from. But that pride is what prevents submission. The woman can submit. Let's get one more. Get Sirach 26 and 15.
Sirach 26 and verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace.
It said a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. Double grace. Go ahead.
And her continent mind cannot be valued.
It said her continent mind cannot be valued. It's a shamefaced and faithful. What it means when it say faith? It means she's got faith in her husband. Because it say, wives, submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. So if a woman doubts her husband, she's gonna disagree a lot. And when she disagree a lot, that's where that pride, the stubbornness, that doubt, that's where that rebellion come in there. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as thinking about the Most High. People who have doubt is sin. Can't keep the commandments with doubt. And so pride and doubt is what prevents our sisters from submitting. That's what that is. Pride and doubt. If you got Junebug on your mind. Yeah, one more time.
Rock 26 and verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued.
And her continent mind cannot be valued. How long that we've been going? What's that time? Hour 33? We cool. Let's give one example. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 12. So we're going to get an example, because remember, we was reading about keep the king's commandment. We read a lot of scriptures about keeping the king's commandment, being good gracious with the king. What happened to Israel when we disagree with the king? What happened with Israel when we disagree with the king? Go to 1 Kings 12, start at verse 1. Let me look at it. We're going to get a quick example. 1 Kings 12. Matter of fact, find me that script that's in 1 Samuel where the people Israel asked Samuel for a king. It said it's 1 Samuel, I think it's 15. Let's get that first. We asked God for a king, and then as soon as we disagreed with him, we was wicked as hell. What is it? 4 through 22. That sounds good. Let's see. 1 Samuel 8. Yeah. 8 and 19. Start at 18. 1 Samuel 8 and 18.
1 Samuel chapter 8 and verse 18. And ye shall cry out in that day of your king, which ye shall have chosen you. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel.
You said the people refused, so they was like, look, you're not going to even listen to the king. So he said they refused to listen to Samuel. Go ahead.
And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us.
He said, we're going to have a king over us. Verse 20.
That we also may be like all the nations.
We always want to be like the Gentiles. All the others, they had kings. We didn't have a king, but we wanted one. Go ahead.
And that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles.
So the Most High didn't even want to give us a king, but we asked for one. So when we get one, what happens? Now go to 1 Kings 12. 1 Kings 12. Verse 1.
1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass, when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt.
So now we got Rehoboam. He's about to become king. Jump to verse 4.
Verse 4. Thy father made our yoke grievous.
So this is what Israel is saying to Rehoboam. Go ahead.
Thy father made our yoke grievous, Now therefore, make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee.
So he was like, hey, your father was hard on us when he was king. Now that you are king, you need to be lighter on us. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed.
So he like, come back in 3 days and I'll give y'all an answer on what I'm gonna do. So let's jump down and see what he did. Jump to verse, he went and got counsel. He got counsel from the old men and the young men. The old men told him, look, if you do what they say, they gonna serve you for years. The young man said, man, nah, hell nah. You need to be harder on them than your dad was. So let's see which one he picked. Jump to verse 13.
1 Kings 12 and 13. And the king answered the people roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips. I will chastise you with forks.
So he said, I'm going to be harder on y'all than my father. Y'all thought my father was hard. I'm going to be way worse. Go ahead.
Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite, unto Jeroboam, the son of Nebat.
So let's see what Israel do. Verse 16. So let's see what they do. Verse 16.
So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse to your tent. O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tent.
So when they disagreed, they left. When they disagreed, they left. So now we singing. But what was the counsel that God said? God said, keep the king's commandment. Keep the king's commandment. Submit, yield to what he say, that you may find grace. And you can pacify for offenses. They like, nah, we out of here. As soon as they disagreed, they didn't want to submit to the king no more. Now, jump to verse 19.
1 Kings 12 and 19. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation, and made him king over all Israel.
So this is the split of the kingdom. So now they left Rehoboam, and because they disagreed with him, and they followed Jeroboam. So what did Jeroboam do? Jump to verse 25.
Verse 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Hanol.
Jump to 28.
Verse 28. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold, thy God, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
So Jeroboam, he started making fake gods. He got them all in idolatry. Why? All because they didn't want to submit to the king that they were under. So now they went and followed a king that they agreed with, and he got them all in idolatry. This is an example of what happens when people disagree. They get spirits on them. You disagree. First of all, we was the one that asked for a king. And then the moment you disagree with him, you went and found you another king.
He got you on foolishness.
And he got you in all types of sin. idolatry. And when you read on, they went in so many captivities because of that. Because Jeroboam started a whole generations of straight idolatry. Every him was following his lead. All because we disagreed. All because we disagreed. Yeah, let's get another. Let's get Jeremiah 44. Jeremiah 44 and verse 15.
Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 15. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
So let's say all the men that knew their wives were serving other gods. Go ahead.
And all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pethro, answered Jeremiah, saying,
so this is what the women say. Go ahead.
As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto it.
This is what the women is saying to the prophet. He said, all the words you speak in the name of the Lord, we not going to listen to you. Go ahead.
Verse 17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
You see that? This is going, they going off their own will. When they disagree, this is the women. When they disagree, they said, look, we going to do whatever come out our own mouth. Go ahead.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven.
Because they wanted to serve the Queen of Heaven. They wanted to serve the, what they call it, the boss bee. The Queen of Heaven. Go ahead.
And to pour out drink offering unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings, and our princes, in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then have we plenty of victuals.
I'll finish that then jump to 19.
And were well, and saw no evil. Verse 19. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven, and poured out drink offering unto her, did we make her cake to worship her, and pour out drink offering unto her without our men.
Without our men. They said we ain't even listening to our own husband. What makes you think we gonna listen to you? We don't even listen to our own husband. We don't follow them. We not gonna follow you, the prophet Jeremiah. We not gonna. We don't even listen to our damn husband. What makes you think we gonna listen to you? That's the rebellious. When our women disagree, that's when they get exposed to what they are. That's when their submission get exposed. It's not about, I want y'all to pay attention, it's not about when y'all agree, sisters. If you agree, that benefits you. But where is your submission when you don't agree? That's is either go expose your submission or it's go prove your submission. Is when you don't agree. So I'll pray to the Most High. That was today's class. Hey, I pray that our people, man, our sisters, our men, hey, we got to learn what true submission is. True submission is being able to follow when you don't agree. There's plenty of people that don't agree. The Christianity, they like, hey, the pork is clean. We can eat it. They don't agree with the Bible say. That's not submission. They go after their own will. It's the same thing in the husband and wife dynamic. Show your husband true submission, and you will win him over. He gonna start listening more to your input, because the more you fail, the better you get. The better you get. That's how it works. So let's do the shout outs real quick. before we close it on out?
All right, shout out Octavia Bennett. She said shalom.
Shalom, sister Octavia.
Shout out Marcus Wallace. She said happy Sabbath. Shout out Dominic Blue. She said happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath, family.
Shout out MJ. He said shalom.
Shalom, MZ.
Shout out Mel Israel. She said happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath, Mel.
Shout out Tiffany Gordon. She said Shabbat shalom and all praise to the Most High in Christ for allowing us to see another one.
Shalom, sis.
Shout out Jasmine Brooks. She said shalom family and happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath, sis.
Shout out KD. He said Shabbat shalom.
KD, Shabbat shalom.
Shout out KD Love. She said shalom family, happy Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath, sis. All praise, all praise. Let's go ahead, close it out with Matthew 26.
Book of Matthew, chapter 26, starting at verse 6. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, "To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor." When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, "Why trouble you the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it to my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for memorial of her."
So all praise, that was the memorial of our foremother, Mary Magdalene. She was a great example of repentance, and so much that Christ gave her that memorial. Every time we talk about the gospel, every time we preach about the commandments, the word of God, we have to give that shout out to our foremother. So once again, all praise to the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God of Israel, the creator of heaven and earth. All praises to him goes to him and his only begotten Son, Christ. And I want to give a shout out to the men, women, and children that strive every day to keep these commandments. That's getting better every day because the times is getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. The Most High is working. He got his spirits of destruction are out. The snow, the fire, he got them out. And he ain't playing with people. He's not playing with our people. He's not playing with the heathens. They waxing worse and worse, meaning we got to get better and better. Evils are multiplied. So, hey, that remnant, we got to stay strong. We got to stay strong. I know it's hard in this wicked world. I know y'all get angry at the stuff that y'all see. But hey, keep striving, because why? It's all prophecy. It's all prophecy. Y'all know we know what's gonna happen because the Most High told us. So once again, all praises. Enjoy the rest of y'all Sabbath and shalom.